I'm not even sure how I should start these videos out. I know that I did my last one, which was the first one. I called it 17-minute yap session. I thought about a name for these, and I'm thinking of like red rants. Something small. I don't know. Just an idea. I know that I talked for a little bit, and you guys really liked it, which was really cool. Um, so I thought I'd just get on here and talk again, try again. Something pretty simple. So yeah, um, I cleaned my room today, and I'm not sure if you've heard of this or not. Maybe some of you have, but they say, I don't know who they are, but they say that your room is a reflection of your mind. And what that means is like how messy your room is or how neat your room is a reflection of where you're at in your headspace. Now, of course, this obviously doesn't always apply. Maybe you were like really neat, maybe you kind of have OCD, you can't have stuff messy, you can't have dust on your desk or anything like that, but mentally, you're so tired of being busy and thinking about all the things that you have to do and worry about and all that type of stuff. But you know, someone like me, my my I actually do kind of find my room reflecting where I'm at mentally. I'm not like messy. I'm not like I'll leave clothes on the floor. I mean, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm neat either. Sometimes I will walk in my room and I will just straight up see a pair of socks on the floor. Don't worry, I'm wearing those. Those are in use, but but sometimes I will fall a little bit, get distracted, and I'll realize I should probably I should probably get to picking stuff up a little bit. Um that's what I did today, which is a Sunday. Today is Sunday. Um so I I spent like the first 2.5 hours of my day laying in bed. Any other Sunday I would have done what I should do, which is gotten ready for church and then already been out the door. I was really tired after working last night, which isn't an excuse, and I just watched church from home. And it was a good word, it was a good message that I listened to today, specifically about giving God everything, surrendering it all. And the analogy that was used with that was like if you were inviting somebody into your house and being like, oh, but don't leave the towels on that rack. Oh, but make sure you put the plates here and not here where you would normally put them in your house. Oh, make sure you close the curtains at 7 because it gets dark, faster. We're just living in that part of the globe. Oh, don't leave that lamp on because you're not in that room, but make yourself at home though. And that's very true. That's how a lot of people are in their relationship with God. Um, but I digress. I won't get too religious. Because I know a lot of people aren't about that life. That's fine. No judgment there. Um, but but yeah, that's kind of like, bringing it back to bedroom sort of thing. That's how it is, isn't it? Like when it's a reflection of like your thoughts and where you're at it with your headspace is just, hey, I'm gonna use this pillow on this side of the bed because I'm gonna stay up playing video games until 4 a.m. Um, and I'll put it back, and then you don't until it's time for you to take your sheets off your bed. And when you are finally rearranging things, you're like, oh, that's why I've been waking up sore for the past 4 days. And it's just a matter of taking care of you, right? Um, which is a pretty important thing that a lot of people know, but it's like, you know it, but you don't do it, if that makes sense, you know? Like, everybody says take care of you, you know, make sure that your batteries are recharged, make sure that you're the engine that's still in working order, but at the same time, that is the one thing that people are always, like, ignoring the rule of. And you know, it's one thing to be selfless and constantly be trying to help others, or constantly being like, well, I gotta go to work, I can't take the day off, even though you have acquired those hours to take a day off, or things like that. But, how do you expect to operate effectively when you're not at peak performance? You know? Like, that is legitimately a question I was asking myself the other day. This was back when I was editing the previous video where I was playing a puppet combo game, and I was actually laying in my bed editing, which is something that I do a fair bit of the time, but I don't like doing because I'll get tired. I'm gonna like drift off and be like, well, the audio's syncing with the video, I'm gonna play Tetris or something else like that. But if I'm sitting down like I am now at my desk and I'm just like going and editing, first of all, it's gonna be faster. Secondly, I'm not gonna get distracted. And thirdly, like, I'm gonna be sitting up, so I'm gonna have way more energy. But that's not the point. The point is, right, if you are not at the peak of your energy, right? If you're not taking care of you, how can you expect to take care of others? You know? So, like, every day you should be learning, you should be resting, and you should be working. Not in that order, but you get the idea. So if you're going out and you're like, well, told my friend that I would help them move today, scheduled that 2 weeks ago, I better go do that. And you're like at 15% energy, social battery is already through the ground, and you're like dragging your feet, they're gonna be like, well, thanks for the help, but like every 3 boxes I moved, you moved 1 to the door instead of to the car. So it's like, if you aren't helping yourself, right? If you aren't making sure that you're at a 100% of if you're not at 100% of the ability that you could be at as often as you can be at it, how can you expect to possibly help others? And that's a real question that you should probably not, that's not, in my opinion, something that you ask yourself once every couple of days or once in a while. That's something you should probably ask yourself about every day. Is like, am I at 100%? You know, am I like good right now? It's one thing to say, okay, I'm not okay, and that's fine, you know? And it is a completely different thing to say that I'm fine. Because if you've ever been asked how are you doing, or you've ever asked somebody how they're doing, and the response is I'm fine, or I'm doing fine, I'm doing okay, those are the biggest lies that we could possibly tell to another person or ourselves. Okay. I won't call it a lie. I won't call it a lie, but it's definitely a cop-out answer. And I don't even really need to explain it, because we all know why it's a cop-out answer. When you say I'm fine, that is perfectly keeping all of the information underneath the surface, while also saying, well, fine, that's just the in-between of good and bad, and it can be anywhere on this slider, you know? That's what that means, really. So you just gotta make sure that you're taking care of you. If you haven't shampooed and conditioned your hair in a week, you should probably go do that. If you have dirty clothes that you need to throw in the washer, you should probably go do that. you gotta take a nap because you have a migraine. You're like, well, I wanted to go help my friend out. They wanted to go on Instagram Live. I gotta tell them another time, you know? Or vice versa, like cleaning the room. Well, I played enough video games over the weekend. It's time for me to start my Sunday, start my Monday by actually doing something productive, by like opening the curtains. You gotta do that. Listen, I don't really like bright lights either. My room is dark 90% of the time, but you have to open those blinds once in a while. You gotta let the natural sunlight come in. Be like, all right, let me pick some stuff up. All right, I don't know why there's an unopened bag of Doritos just on the floor. I should probably have put that in the kitchen, you know? And I don't I don't want to say it just to say it, you know? I want to say things that I specifically specifically believe that are true and actually follow. I don't want to be a hypocrite. Like, if I panned and showed you my room right now, well, first of all, my art desk has a whole bunch of stuff on it. They're just art supplies. It's not like it's a mess. It's a very organized pile of pencils. um, I haven't made up my bed because I haven't taken the sheets off of them, which I'm gonna do. And that's about it. The rest of my room is just normal stuff. Um, all you'll find at a place really is just my PlayStation controller, but that just dances around my room. But the thing is, when I come on and I talk, I want to talk about stuff that I actually follow. Because if you're gonna push something, right? Even if you believe it, the funny thing about the word belief is, it's not just saying, oh yeah, that's a thing. Yeah, I know that's a thing. No, it's actually following it through. Like like saying, "Oh, yes, because I believe that, I have to go all the way through that word belief by definition and like make it true." And I got to say, "Okay, yeah, that's the way I'm supposed to be doing it." Instead of just saying it and then going in opposite direction. Which, I'm sorry, again, that made me think of something. I like I said, I know you're not all religious. So I don't want to like get too religious with you, but that's exactly two key things that the Bible says is like, number one, faith without works is dead. You don't earn or inherit the kingdom of heaven through your works. You earn it through believing in Jesus Christ. But faith without works is dead. And number two is the fact that a man who what is it? Hold up. I know what it is. I'm trying to articulate it because I can't remember it word for word. It's a man who hears but does not do is no better than a man who looks in the mirror and immediately forgets his face, or something along those lines. You can probably, worst case scenario, I'll just put the scripture up on screen. But yeah, I feel like that's probably all I had to say here. I'm not sure how. Like I said, I'm not sure how often I'll do these. Probably just whenever I feel like is an appropriate time to do them, which could be once a week, could be once a month. You know, I feel like regardless of where you stand in your life, maybe you're really happy with where things are going, you're like on your path, you're on your way, or maybe you are just trying to get up once again. We don't need a reminder to just keep going, because it's not over. It's not over. Even when you give up, it's not over. Um, Shoot, when you give up, that's when you want family and friends in your corner to say, "You're not done. We've heard how passionate you are about all of this. You're not done." Maybe I'll talk about that later, but that's about it for today. Um, anyway, hope you enjoyed this little yap session. um, but yeah, until next time, Redface out. Goodbye, guys.
I should be like you, Mel.